mages really screwed this place up good, huh?
The Ferelden Heartland. It's a brave new world, Dorian Parvis.
Think I know what your problem is, Dorian.
I have only the one?
You see a man who's burned out, who left his people and entire life behind. And for what?
You're not suggesting we're similar.
How's that mirror treating you? Pretty picture, isn't it?
I may vomit.
Wait. I'll flex a little for you. Make it easier. So, you gonna let me have it, Solus? Or do I get to wait and wonder?
What do you mean?
We've got the alliance with my people. Given how much you love the Qun, I figured.
Am I to scold you? Berate you for your decisions?
Hey, the Chargers died as heroes for the good of the mission.
I never said otherwise. The truth is, Iron Bull, you are Qunari. I cannot be disappointed in your decisions. As a mindless, soulless drone, you could never make any.
Must grind your gristle the Elder One is some crazy Vint asshole, huh?
I'm not thrilled to discover we should take those old legends at face value.
Guess he thinks the modern Imperium is a real letdown, too.
Why wouldn't he? Tevinter once covered all Thedas, its glory only matched by its depravity. It'd be like Koslan showing up and learning the Qunari didn't conquer the world after all.
Yes, priesthood's been trying to explain that one.
Bandits, demons, mages, and Templars. The refugees are in dire need of help.
Solus, I take it you study spirits.
I do.
Back in my homeland, we keep spirits as servants.
So I have been told.
The things they can be made to do are quite marvelous. You should see them.
The Tevinter Imperium is not the safest place for an elf.
Ah, yes. Point taken. The Mage Rebellion has turned this place upside down, hasn't it?
That staff's in pretty good shape, Dorian. You spend a lot of time polishing it?
That orb Corypheus carries. Are you certain it's of elven origin, Solus?
I believe so. Why do you ask?
There are paintings in the Magisterium's archives of men holding similar orbs. They were depictions of a time long before the Magisters. The ancient dreamers, perhaps. The texts called those orbs Somnamborium, vessels of dreams. Could they be the same thing?
Perhaps. The humans of ancient times took much from the elves.
And Corypheus isn't far removed from that time.
I notice you used a nullification enchantment combined with an offensive attack.
The nullification disrupts any ambient magic lying about. Things then burn hotter.
Don't you then waste an inordinate amount of magic overcoming your own nullification?
Ah, no. I warp the veil slightly to affect distance between the spells.
Of course. Have you considered snapping the veil warp to enhance the relative energy?
Like cracking a whip. Yes, tried it once. Made my teeth taste funny.
Dorian, you've been to Minrathous, right?
Of course. I'm not a plebeian.
You ever been to that place in the Vivasi Plaza, with the big cracked bell hanging off the roof?
With the dancers, yes. You're making me homesick.
I am surprised you do not practice blood magic, Dorian. Is it not popular in Tevinter?
While we're sharing surprises, you've done a lot less dancing naked in the moonlight than I expected.
Tevinter lore about elves remains accurate as always.
I wanted to see you make flowers bloom with your song, just once.
So I hear you're kind of the black sheep in your family, Sparkler.
Where does that saying come from? I'm not a sheep. No one in my family could be described as sheep.
I'm just saying, you and I have something in common.
Goodness, I had no idea.
Okay, not that much in common.
So listen, you startled me. You're always so nondescript.
Please speak up. I cannot hear you over your outfit.
Do you use spirits as servants, Solus? You'd have no trouble capturing them.
No. They are intelligent living creatures. Binding them against their will is reprehensible.
How much will do they have? They're amorphous constructs of the Fae. There's no harm in putting them to constructive use. And most mages back home treat them well.
And any that show magical talent are freed, are they not?
What? Spirits don't have magical talent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about your slaves.
Varric, did I hear this right? You met Corypheus before?
We didn't have tea and crumpets, Sparkler. I was there when he woke up.
And he said what? Hello, I'm one of the Magisters who broke into the Black City. Pleased to meet you.
That's more like... I'm a darkspawn. Too much. Then Hawk killed him.
Not very well, it appears.
Tell me about it.
That crossbow is remarkable, Varric. I am surprised the dwarves have not made more of them.
The woman who made Bianca would rather that not happen. Wars are bloody enough as it is. A crossbow that fires this far and this quickly, with so little training, every battle would be a massacre.
Indeed. I am surprised, not disappointed.
All right, never let it be said I don't pay my debts. Here you are, 5 royals.
I tried to warn you.
I had no idea nugs possessed such creepy little feet. The stuff of nightmares. Solus, have I offended you?
If you have, why would it concern you?
Because we're here working together for a common cause, and because I respect your abilities.
My abilities as a mage?
Well, I realize there's more to you than that.
The differences between us are not technicalities to be discarded, Dorian.
I was hoping we might find common ground, that's all. Let me get this straight, Solus. You're an apostate, neither Dalish nor city elf, who lived alone in the woods studying spirits.
Is that a problem for you?
No, you're a special and unique snowflake. Live the dream.
I see you eyeing Bianca, Sparkler. Hands to yourself.
I wouldn't worry, she's not my type.
Ha! And here I thought you were a man of refined taste.
For fine wine and literature, Varric, not for whatever that contraption is.
Contraption? Don't listen to him, sweetheart. His people are vilified for a reason.
Before the elves were given this land, I understand it was mostly forest. You can hardly tell.
Varric, you joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
He was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
So here we are, Elf. Cleaning up another human mess.
What would the Inquisition do without our stabilizing influence, Master Tethras?
I assume they just start burning things.
That does sound like most humans I know. I have heard that your books are very popular, Master Tethras.
I do all right.
I am glad of it.
Really? No sarcasm? No superior attitude?
We live in a dark and angry time, Child of the Stone. So much of what people believe has come crashing down. If you bring them a little peace with the worlds you make between the pages, you have done more than most.
Solus, what's this whole look of yours about?
I'm sorry.
No, that outfit is sorry. What are you supposed to be, some kind of woodsman? Is this a Dalish thing? Don't you dislike the Dalish? Or is it some kind of statement?
No.
Well, it says apostate hobo to me.
Skyhold. How did you find it?
I looked.
Now you sound like coal.
This world is full of wonders for those who seek them.
There must be a way to get to the rift in the lake. Does that rift mean water is pouring into the Fade right now? Dorian, I would prefer if you stopped referring to me as that hairy lummox.
When did I do that?
The tavern, the smithy, the servants. You said it to the gate guards as we left Skyhold.
That does sound like me.
Dorian, I can't believe you drank that swill at the tavern.
I can't believe they served that swill at the tavern. What is Skyhold coming to?
Then why did you drink it?
I couldn't stop. With each sip, it can't be that bad, can it? Before I knew it, I was analyzing the nuances of its flavor, observing its effect on my nausea. I was in a catatonic trance, fueled by the stench of disgusting dwarven ale.
Boy, you're a drunkard with terrible taste.
There is that. I overheard you at the tavern, Blackwall, asking about the Inquisitor and I.
I was unsure I'd heard correctly.
You have a question? Are your whiskers quivering with curiosity?
I would not pry into the Inquisitor's business.
Are you certain? I can draw diagrams.
No, thank you. Ro and I were just talking about you. We need you to settle a question for us.
Sarah's involved. So this question will be offensive.
Yes, probably. Sorry. You make friends with spirits in the Fae. So, are there any that are more than just friends? If you know what I mean.
Oh, really?
Look, it's a natural thing to be curious about.
For a 12-year-old?
It's a simple yes or no question.
Nothing about the Fade or spirits is simple. Especially not that.
So you do have experience in these matters.
I did not say that.
Don't panic. It'll be our little secret.
Ass.
Now who's 12?
I heard you in the training yard this morning.
Oh, I was running new recruits through some drills. Should I be quieter next time?
No, it's fine. Children don't learn unless you shout at them. Your order, the Grey Wardens.
What about them?
The Wardens see themselves the world's defense against the Blight, do they not?
Yes. Why do you sound so skeptical? Doesn't everyone know this?
When an archdemon rises, they slay it. What will they do when all the archdemons are slain?
Retire?
Without archdemons, there can be no Blight. Is that the reasoning?
Right. Where are you going with this?
No. I hope they are correct.
It's interesting watching you, Dorian. The way you carry yourself when you use magic.
I am very good at the whole magic thing.
No, it's not that. You find joy in it, not shame, and it shows.
Why be ashamed? Power should be respected, not swept under the carpet.
Something we Southerners need to learn, perhaps?
Maybe you're not a complete moron.
We were having a moment. Now you've ruined it.
You have seen a great deal of battle.
We all have.
Not all. Not like you. You live and breathe war. You understand it. It is home to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I intended no offense. We have both seen terrible things. We have watched death and destruction render that which we love unrecognizable. It is calming to see something familiar in another.
Vivian, perhaps you can answer this. Why the bizarre Orlesian fixation with masks?
It's part of the game, my dear. You never see your opponent's true visage.
A strange custom in a culture where people assassinate each other for putting too much salt in the soup.
An additional challenge to be navigated. Fail at the game and you die.
And you people call Tevinter barbaric.
You are barbarians, darling, but that's part of your charm. I'm curious, Dorian. Have you ever met the Black Divine?
I saw him once at a ball. We never met. He had to leave early on account of assassination.
Someone tried to kill him.
Kill him? No. He killed a magister. Could have waited until the dancing was finished.
Solus, darling, if you wish instruction in proper magical attacks, do let me know.
I will. Perhaps you will direct me to a circle mage who does not front-load her barriers.
I presume you know what they will say of Corypheus, Dorian.
Darkspawn, madman, relic of an unwanted past. Don't keep me in suspense.
They will say he is Tevinter.
No.
I'm aware you claim to be here to counter that, but the damage is done.
I'm not here on behalf of my nation's reputation, Vivian. I'm here to do what is right.
If only more of your countrymen felt as you do. You must be disappointed, apostate. Your rebels have not found the freedom they hoped for.
I planted no seeds in your garden, Enchanter. You grew that fruit yourself.
And I will once again ensure they are protected from a world that hates and fears them.
While mages live in deprivation you do not share, you lord their mystique over those not so gifted. Well played, Enchanter. In another age, you might have ruled an empire.
You are too kind, my friend. But this age is still young.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the idea that someone walked into the Fade again.
We should count ourselves fortunate no cataclysm was unleashed.
So far as we know.
What are you suggesting, my dear? An invisible cataclysm lurking amongst us?
We don't know what happened to Corypheus and his lot. Even he doesn't. Not clearly. I'm saying we should be careful what we assume when it comes to such matters.
Wise words, uncharacteristic as that might be.
Official mage, the Orlesian Imperial Court. That sounds exciting.
It is an esteemed position, darling, that many mages would envy.
Yes, being paraded about like an exotic peacock is better than running frantically from Templars.
Better an exotic peacock than one Tevinter rat amongst many.
Oh, a dig at my homeland. This should be fun. I can't believe you entered the Fade. Physically.
You think that is an achievement of which to be proud?
It's the second time that's been done in all of history. That's not nothing, Solus.
In all of human history?
The Fade is still a mystery to us humans, yes. Probably always will be.
Perhaps it's best it remain that way.
Solus, for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The elven city of Arlathan sounds like a magical place. And for my ancestors to have destroyed it.
Dorian! Hush. Empires rise and fall. Arlathan was no more innocent than your own Tevinter in its time. Your nostalgia for the ancient elves, however romanticized, is pointless. If you wish to make amends for past transgressions, free the slaves of all races who live in Tevinter today.
I don't know that I can do that.
Then how sorry are you?
I'm sure you know exactly what you're doing, Solus. But a word of advice?
Oh, I look forward to this. Go ahead, Enchanter.
You set your coattails on fire with that last spell.
Perhaps what you perceived was merely a figment of the Fade.
I would not claim your familiarity with the Fade, but I recognize fire when I see it, darling.
It did go out eventually. It was not worth mentioning.
Not for you, perhaps.
Vivian, are you saying you wouldn't rather live in a land where mages aren't herded into cages like dogs?
Which land is that? The one where mages are feared and despised as tyrants?
I'm the first to admit magisters aren't perfect, but they've also done great things. They're allowed to.
Monstrous things as well. Or you wouldn't be here, would you?
Locking people into cages isn't the answer.
Naturally. First we execute those who will not submit, then we deal with the rest. It's rather amusing, Dorian.
Your outfit's entertaining, I'll give you that.
The way you sneer at Southerners, pretending to be a shark from a land of sharks. But you are not a shark, and never will be, darling. They knew it, just as you do.
I could have pretended. Wore fancy clothes, convinced everyone I'm something I'm not. Then I could take a position at court, whore myself out, and desperately hope no one realizes what a fraud I am.
Such snapping for a fish without teeth.
That's enough.
My dear Inquisitor, whatever is the issue? We're having a perfectly civil conversation.
It's true. I've heard worse from our gardener back home.
The Grey Warden mages must be an inspiration, Solus. Free of the constraints of the Circle, they have shown that they need no oversight to guide themselves. Ah, but then they behaved rather atrociously. What a pity.
I never claimed mages should be above the law, Enchanter.
No, darling. You merely implied it, while offering no viable suggestions for improvement.
So, what exactly is the deal with the Friends of Red Jenny?
Why you lot always on about this? There's no deal. You just do things.
Just things like whatever?
Just things.
Like the, 100 or so groups in Kirkwall that sat around all night dressed as guards or exotic dancers, waiting to jump out and hit someone?
Nah, a friend shut them out. But they were legends, right? All right, why Buttercup?
You seem the type. Or exactly not the type. I forget how these things are supposed to work sometimes.
You don't forget anything.
And you noticed. That's why you're Buttercup. Enjoying the Inquisition so far, Buttercup?
Oh, sure, right? Happy as a pig in clover.
Shit.
What?
The phrase is commonly happy as a pig in shit.
Really? Ugh. Nature's rubbish.
No argument there.
For being so unnerved by magic, you aren't shy about benefiting from its effects.
I don't. I use normal things, not magic.
You consider swathing yourself in flame or ice normal and not magic?
For one, it comes out a bottle. For two, I mess up, I get burned. You mess up, your head chucks up a demon. For three, bottle, little burned, no demons. So there.
That was only... You know, if it lets you sleep at night, never mind.
Who names their bow? It's just a thing. That's stupid.
It's a crossbow. One of a kind. And far smarter than current company.
Oh, kiss it already. And tell Booty, Coty, and other Booty I'm real sorry.
We're a very forgiving family.
You and the Inquisitor, hey? What is that like? Jousting?
Fewer horses, marginally. More cheering, definitely.
Nice.
You were in Denerim, huh?
I've been lots of places.
From what I've heard, the Jenny thing wasn't so playful down there.
Right, well, everyone knows an arse or two.
I'm just saying, it seems like you're not having the effect you could.
Well, hello, third arse.
Seriously, Buttercup, nothing about the way you run things could possibly work.
They work. They've done more. This is just what I do.
Well, what you do doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't make sense either.
Should I push, or am I just setting myself up for your face doesn't make sense?
You're... Shut it!
I'd assumed you'd go off to Weishaupt with Hawk, Varric.
Still business to deal with here, don't you think?
You should be thankful. I've been to Weishaupt. It's not good. Carved into a mountain, cold, dour, everyone so bloody serious they can't take a piss. You wouldn't like it.
Hawk would be there.
And he is quite the ray of sunshine, that's true. So what's your estimation, Varric? Think we can win?
You aren't asking me to give odds on our beloved Inquisitors. In his favor?
After Corypheus pulled an archdemon out of his arse, are you joking?
I'll take those odds.
This is why I adore him so. So what's your estimation, Varric? Think we can win?
You aren't asking me to give odds on our beloved Inquisitor's success.
What would that look like? 3-1?
In his favor?
After Corypheus pulled an archdemon out of his arse, are you joking?
You would actually bet against me?
Now, if I weren't here, it'd be 5-1 at least.
Brave man. We'll talk later.
You're not better than me, you know.
When did that come up?
So what if you have friends who do shit for you and are organized?
I'm pretty sure we were never having this fight, Buttercup. And probably still aren't.
The people back in Tevinter, are they all just like you, Dorian?
Meaning what exactly?
You know, not scary, keeping their magic rubbish to themselves.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Sadly, there's an element there who would welcome Corypheus with open arms. A stupidly short-sighted element.
I know, right? He's a piss bag.
Quite.
If we freeze to death and get eaten by wolves, I'm blaming the Seeker.
We should inform Cullen that we've taken care of Samson's Red Lyrium horde.
Our dear commander might crack a smile for once.
Great place to get crapped on by a bird.
So why are you here, slumming it with us lowlies? Get your fun that way?
You've seen nobles. You think I'd get any fun hanging out with them?
Right. Them. Aren't you supposed to tell fun stories? Why are they all so boring?
See, I'd be offended if I didn't know your boring actually means made of words.